Sarah, you've taken this on. You've written a very strong letter to the Victorian Bar Council saying you've got grave concerns about the conduct of Julian Burnside, a senior member. You remind them of the Victorian Bar. Tell us your concerns.
Well, Peter, good evening. And as I said, in response to that terrible tweet by Julian Burnside, it's probably the most vile, shocking and contemptible statement ever made by a senior member of the Victorian Bar. And that's why I have lodged a formal complaint with the Victorian Bar Council, because there is a range of barristers' rules which apply, including in relation to ensuring that barristers do not bring the legal profession into disrepute. And I have certainly raised the complaint that I believe by Julian Burnside's conduct that he has done so.
Now, does that relate to conduct in the court, or does that Bar Council rules, or does that relate to, a social media activity like this? Do they cover?
Well, the barristers' rules don't actually say. It's under the headline in the rules advocacy, but it doesn't actually say. So it can be read as being applied generally. And there are also rules in relation to barristers undertaking other vocations and making sure that a barrister's role is first and foremost. And so I've also raised concerns about that. But I am disappointed the Bar Council has written back and said there's no jurisdiction for its ethics committee to hear the complaint, but it has proposed that this will be heard by the Legal Services Commissioner. And I do really hope that we will see Julian Burnside being held to account, because, Peter, let's not forget that as a Queen's Counsel, he occupies a position of great eminence. Only the most respected and eminent barristers become Queen's Counsels. It's a very, very special appointment, and that's why I have raised whether he is a fit and proper person to continue to retain the appointment of Queen's Counsel.
He has taken to Twitter again this afternoon saying that he apologises to Australian Jews and to Holocaust survivors. Of course, very many of them, as you know, in Victoria, and their families. For my comparison, he says, of Israeli-Palestinian actions with the Holocaust, since the Balfour Declaration, the Palestinian-Israeli contest has been about land. The Holocaust was about genocide. But you reckon he's now walking back that comment, and even that comment, is it enough?
Well, it's not enough, and it was not enough. The Australian Greens did not condemn their candidate who ran in the seat of Kooyong in 2019. Adam Bandt made some very wishy-washy comments and did not condemn Julian Burnside for this absolutely appalling statement. And we are seeing from the left in the ALP, we are seeing also some really worrying anti-Semitic statements and sentiments. We saw some conduct from Young Labor a number of months ago, and that tweet had to be retracted. Jed Carney was involved in that particular sentiment. So we are seeing really concerning strains of anti-Semitism on the left of politics, and not, well, I will make it very clear, not from people like Kimberly Kitching, who has been very strong and actually came out on Twitter and said that what Julian Burnside said was absolutely evil. But look, he has walked this apology back, and I'm looking at a tweet from a woman called Jill Marie Dixon, and she says, "I'm sorry it came to this," referring to the apology. A pile-on claiming anti-Semitism was inevitable because it always follows as night the day. And Julian Burnside retweeted that particular post. So he is walking that apology back, and frankly, that's just as shocking. And, I think it was last year, he met with the Anti-Defamation Commission. He apologised for some previous conduct when he compared Peter Dutton to the Nazis. He apologised for that conduct, but it seems that this man has learned absolutely nothing.
Yeah, but just on that point, why is there a level of tolerance? This is not the first time he's strayed into this area. Why is there a level of tolerance on the left, not for sexist comments, not for racial comments, but anti-Semitism's okay?
Peter, I just simply don't know. All I know is that some of the sentiments that we are hearing from the left of politics and from the likes of Julian Burnside are absolutely shocking. And I'm just looking, because this is all rolling off the press at just a short time ago, Josh Frydenberg sent Julian Burnside a copy of Holocaust survivor Eddie Jaku's remarkable book, and he says that he hopes he finds it educational after his indefensible and insensitive tweet, and we all have a collective duty to ensure the atrocities of the Holocaust are not only understood but never repeated. And so Josh has spoken brilliantly about the importance of ensuring that we never forget what happened in the Holocaust. We always remember, and we always make sure that this must never, ever happen again. So what we are hearing from the left is frankly shocking and frightening. And I think that barristers in Melbourne and people of the legal profession in Melbourne have got to come down on Julian Burnside like a ton of bricks.